So elections are coming up, and I think it's time for us to appreciate the fact that we live in a democracy, and the fact that we as Jews, most Jews in the world, live in democracies. And as much as you may not like the government, property taxes too high, you don't like the IRS, etc., traffic cops drive you crazy, we literally live probably under the best governments that we've ever had throughout the course of Jewish history. It's an important point to consider. Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu, Hanavi, Jeremiah the prophet, tells the Jews who came to Bavel, exiled from Israel to Bavel, by the government that destroyed the Beis Hamikdash and exiled the Jews from Israel, he says, pray for the city, pray for the country in which you live. Ki bishloma hi shlomenu, because in its peace is our peace. Yirmiyahu Hanavi exhorts the Jewish people to pray for the country in which they live. This is reiterated by Chanina Skana Kahanim in the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, in which he says, Lo'olam yispala adam l'shlomo shel malchus, a person should pray for the peace of the kingdom. She'ilmale moira'ah, if not for its fear, ish esre'ehu chaim b'lo, each person would swallow each other alive. In the words of Hobbes in Leviathan, without a governance system, without a social contract, the life of a human would be solitary, nasty, brutish, and short. So, simple appreciation for the fact that we don't have anarchy, we have a government, we have infrastructure, we have all of this is an obvious obligation to pray for the peace of the government, explicit in Jeremiah, explicit in the Mishnah, explicit also the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, in Tractate Avodah Zarah, tells us that like fish in the sea, human beings, the large fish swallows the smaller fish. If not for government, that's what human beings would be like. And we find in the Rishonim, medieval scholars, Avudraham and the Kolba and others, they say it was customary at their time, 12th, 13th century, to say a prayer for the king every Shabbos after the reading of the Torah. And indeed, this idea is found in the commentaries on the Code of Jewish Law, Shulchan Aruch, in the Magen Avram, Machzis HaShekel, that it's customary to say a prayer for the government, prayer for the king. And these were governments which were far removed from a modern-day Western democracy. Very often they were despotic, discriminatory, brutal regimes. Jews prayed for them anyway. The first text we have of the prayer is in 1096 from the communal records in Worms in Germany, ironically, the year the First Crusade started. We find another text, 15th century Spain, a prayer for King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, who are of course responsible for the expulsion of the Jews from Spain in 1492. And we find throughout history a formulation of a very special prayer we say for the government. So, if your shul does say it, fantastic. If not, ask the rabbi, why not? Because this is incumbent upon the Jewish people. The Chassam Sofer, Rav Moshe Sofer of Pressburg, famously said he blamed many of the tragedies of the Jews in his time, anti-Semitism, etc., on the fact that the leaders did not encourage people to pray for the government. Pretty shocking. Coming from the Chassam Sofer, something worth considering, and certainly an obligation upon us to pray for the peace of the government, as my shul and most shuls that I've been to do every single Shabbos. Have a wonderful week. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parsha Vlog.